what's up, guys? Welcome to our backyard. We've wanted to do a gear video for quite some time now, and look at me, I'm surrounded by some of my favorite gear. This is all kind of camping gear that we've accumulated or have used in certain situations, from California, Utah to Kentucky. We've used them kind of everywhere, and this is some of our favorite stuff. Don't worry, I will link just about everything that I can find in the description box below, so that you can get your hands on anything that you really find intriguing or cool. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first piece of gear that I'd like to talk about, and we'll actually show a video of this working, but we didn't get it going today, and I didn't want to mess around with it. But it's our Biolight. The Biolight is a cook stove, basically, for being out in the wilderness. What's really cool about this Biolight is that it uses things you find in the forest already. You fill it up with twigs and a fire starter, let it go. It's got a battery pack that's powering a fan. As the heat rises and it gets hotter, it has a USB port, so you can charge your cell phone, lights, that sort of thing. It's really awesome. It'll do boil a quart of water in about 4.5 minutes or so. We use it for coffee making, we use it for percolator style, we use it for cooking. I actually have an addition that we can use that's a grill plate that goes on top of the scalloped top. As you can see, it's definitely got a lot of use. The inside of it is stainless steel, but it's been charred by years of use. One of our favorite gadgets. The next item I'd like to talk about is the SOG Jungle Warrior. It's, can I say badass on YouTube?
I mean, if you can't, I'll try to blur it.
It's just badass. If you can look at it, it's a drop point blade with a carbon steel, huge knife. It's about 15.5 inches overall length, and the blade is just about 10 inches. You get it for about 80 bucks. Right now it's out of stock on SOG's website I checked, but nonetheless, just a badass knife. I've used this for chopping kindling. I've used this for chopping down trees, small branches, things like that. That didn't happen the way I wanted it to. I've used it for cutting. I've used it for making kindling. I've used it for making marshmallow sticks. It's just a great overall knife. And it comes with a really nice sheath. So, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I wear it around in the woods just to wear it because it makes me feel, I don't know, more confident.
Really quick, I actually bought this knife for him. I'm a big knife junkie, so I wanted him to have a nice knife because he's never really had like a knife like that. It has black oxidized coating, so kind of what you'd see in like a truck bed liner. So it's heated up, and the actual steel pores are made to be smaller, so it's not as porous, so it doesn't break. It's full tang, which is nice, so it goes all the way through the blade, and it has DNA coating on the actual handle. So in situations where your hand is sweating from use or from being in a survival scenario, it's supposed to actually allow your fingerprints to swell and grab the gripping that's on the actual handle, which is really, really cool. And it's a drop point knife, so it's great for many things. He could actually use it for deer hunting if he wanted to. It would be very easy to clean. So yeah, it's a great knife. SOG in general, phenomenal brand.
Let's face it, if you're going into the wild, you can't really have too many. So, love this knife. Love it. Next piece of equipment that I'd like to talk about, you're gonna kind of laugh about it, but we like to listen to music. We car dance, we drive down the road. It's a solar-powered speaker system that you can connect your cell phone in. It's not necessary at all, but it's fun to have. It links via Bluetooth. I use it on the boat. I use it in the woods. Our daughter Mojo got it for us for a Christmas present. It's a really great little item. It's actually water resistant, so if I drop it out in the water or in the rain, whatever, it still works. Great item to have along. And some of the places we've camped are pretty remote. So having the ability to hook in an iPod to it and listen to music out in the middle of a two-man tent in the desert is is kind of nice. Sitting around the fire, listening to music, playing cards, having a beer. Since I mentioned water resistant, a waterproof bag. We kayak a lot, and Eileen's camera is very expensive. Some of our gear is very expensive, so having a waterproof bag is absolutely necessary. Even if you're not going anywhere near the river, let's face it, sometimes it rains, and sometimes our tents don't hold water the way they're supposed to, or repel water the way they're supposed to. So if you don't have a waterproof bag, you should. Going with the waterproof theme, you're supposed to have and carry with you in the wild, and I am not a survival expert. Please don't think that I am. I don't proclaim to be a survival expert. But you should always keep with you 3 ways to start a fire. One of our favorite ways are these waterproof matches. Again, I keep them with us when we camp, when we go to hiking in the mountains or wherever. If we're kayaking or doing a kayaking trip, these are a great item to have. It comes in a waterproof case with a little O-ring around the top of it. They're made by, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but Yuko. Great item to have with you. They don't take up much room in a pack, and they're sulfur based, so they catch real quickly and they burn for quite some time.
Also, just because it's coming kind of close, it's November, so people are starting to think about Christmas gifts. He and I like to give gifts to each other that are functional. A lot of these things he's actually showing were stocking stuffers. So that gift, if you're buying for someone who's outdoorsy or rustic, that's like $5 on Amazon, and they work every time without fail.
No question. In the wind, in the rain, all the time. They're fantastic. Since I got the fire starter thing going, this is a ferrule rod with a starter. It basically creates spark, so you can create a fire in the wild. Again, 3 types of fire. This is the second one. And then the third way to start a fire is my favorite. My wife is badass. I said it again, so you may have to delete that. But these are shoestrings. These shoestrings were from rattlestrap.com. They're paracord-based shoestrings. In the end of them, and I've already taken this one out, is a ferrule rod. It's a very tiny ferrule rod. In a pinch, this is a great tool to have. You should always have knives. I carry along a boot knife. This is a buck knife. It's just I think I paid like $5 for it. It's not very expensive, but it's great for lighting these things, as it doesn't work. There we go. So anyway, in a pinch, starting a fire, little knife, ferrule rod in the end of your shoestrings, and let's face it, who doesn't want fire lighting material in the end of your shoestrings?
Shoestrings. Shoelaces.
Shoelaces?
Yeah.
Shoestrings?
Shoestring sounds weird.
Another item that I like to carry with us, I like to have stuff in my pockets. It's kind of weird, but the more tactical the item, the better I feel. So I'll wear these tactical shirts and kind of stuff things in different pockets. And so it's a Streamlight pen light, wicked lumens, very small, extremely bright and powerful, and only takes AAA batteries. So nice to have around. Not something that's going to give you a ton of light, but in a pinch, it's good to have. And then speaking of pocket items, my tactical ink pen. I don't know why I decided to show this, but it's cool. It's completely metal. It's got a glass breaker on the end of it, a sharp point on the end, and then if you need to sign a check, it's right there. So
Sign a check. You're a baller over there?
I'm a baller.
You're some kind of high roller?
I'm a baller in the woods. Another really neat item, again, got for me by my daughter. I usually keep it in the pouch of the SOG knife, but it's a small handheld saw, basically, a limb saw. What you do is you put it around the tree and you go like this. Again, small limbs, great to have around. If you're out in the woods, like we were in Kentucky, where there wasn't a whole lot of dry wood on the ground, this is nice to have to pull down some of the dead limbs up above. I keep this with us with the knives. Goes in the pouch and it stays safe there. almost done. These are great little lanterns. We use these in Utah and California, Yosemite, and at Arches, I believe.
Yeah, we were backpacking.
When we backpacked, but they're relatively small. They close up like this. I think for the pair, we got them on Amazon for about $15.
They were $11.99.
$11.99
for two of them.
So we keep two of them. They use AA batteries. Extremely bright, compact, and very nice to have around. Okay. Another gear item that I like to keep with us. We actually use this quite a bit. It's a solar-powered battery charger. Eileen has cameras. We have iPhones. We keep gear with us all the time. We're not terribly tech-driven people, but we do seem to carry a lot of technology with us. So this has USB charging ports in the bottom of it, a micro USB charging port, driven by solar power, so it feeds off of the sun. And in the pinch, it's also got a flashlight. The last bit of technology is the one that we've probably used, unfortunately, the least.
It's not technology.
It's not technology, but it's a hammock. It's an Eno hammock. It's made for two people. This is actually a double nest hammock. So both of us can comfortably fit in it, or one extremely sloppily fit in it, depending on where it is. People put these in trees. People put these way up high. I mean, it'll hold like 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, and chances are you've already heard of Eno hammocks.
But look at the size of it, not in use. That's all it takes up in the backpack. Everything I've shown you today fits up very, very small into a backpack. And if you're using a day pack, you're not going to be carrying all of this stuff. If you're backpacking, though, some of this stuff is extremely necessary and easy to carry. Just about everything I've got will fit comfortably into a backpack for a trip, with leaving you plenty of room for water, clothing, and food. So, okay, wait a second. Something doesn't seem... I know what it is. You didn't think I'd have a gear video from Adventure Wrench without talking about Skippy. Absolutely my favorite part of tech gear, my favorite, most absolutely have it with us every time we go anywhere, is our DJI Phantom 3 Professional. Hugely part of our family. Everywhere we go, we take him. And I say him, yes, it's Skippy. But you'll never see me in the woods without my backpack on with Skippy in it. If you want to see why this is such a great drone, all of the specs and informations, check out my top 10 questions asked about drones in one of these corners up here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.